going on, guys? Welcome back to Make It or Break It Monday, the show that helps you get your head right so you can start your week right. All right, guys, so I was having a conversation with a friend, and this friend had an issue that he really did not want to talk to his brother about. And it got me thinking, like, how can a guy who's so confident in everything else that's going on inside of his life be scared to have this conversation? So we were going back and forth and we were talking, and I kind of just asked him, and he was just like, well, I don't know what's gonna happen. I was like, well, yeah, of course you're not gonna know what's gonna happen until you've asked the question and you figure out what it is. And it just seems like there is that lack of confidence in what he was thinking. He was afraid of the unknown, just the uncertainty, fear of rejection, and so many different things that I think creep in our lives in so many different ways, because we all get fearful at some times or around some things. And while those are all very common reasons of why we become fearful, I want to lay kind of a new concept on you guys, something else that I learned a while back, and fear actually feeds on time. So I know that sounds weird, so let me give you an example. So growing up in Michigan, I used to have this driveway with two huge pine trees on the side of it, and my parents would always park their cars right in front of the garage, and we'd always have the garage open, and we would be riding bikes and doing different things like that. And I remember coming off the street and riding my bike into the driveway and going in the garage. My mom used to tell me, don't actually ride your bike between the cars, okay? Get off your bike, walk your bike between the cars. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And of course I didn't listen. And one time I rode my bike off the street, went right through the cars, and I thought it was cool, so I kind of hopped off my bike a little early, and on accident I scraped my mom's car with my handlebar, probably about this wide. And I'll tell you, that's probably one of the most scariest times of my life growing up, because my mom told me so many different times, do not ride your bike between the cars. So I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I was talking to my little brother. I would just like, wouldn't go inside. I was walking around outside, walked to the neighbor's house, and man, the longer I waited, the harder it got. Does anybody ever feel like that? If there's something that you have to do that you don't want to do, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And that's why fear feeds on time, okay? So the longer you wait, the harder it is gonna get. So the way to eliminate fear is to eliminate the time. You have to cut the time out of the equation. It's the same thing when you think about sales. If I make a phone call and I get a no, and I make 7 more phone calls and get 7 more no's, man, I'm just like, gosh, if I just like, you start questioning things. Maybe if I had more information, if I just did a little bit more research, and then 5, 10, 12, 20 minutes goes by, and we end up like being able to make 3, 4, 5 calls an hour, and then our whole day is shot. So when you really think about what to do, you have to rely on your skill set. So hopefully we can always just ask a couple good questions that allow us to do a couple things, right? I can get the right information, I can build rapport with the customer, and I can be a lot faster on the phone or in person when I'm actually doing it. So all of those things go into being able to be faster and more efficient, but to do that, you just have to pick up the phone and go, right? Like, you can't worry about what happened on the last 7 or 8 calls, because remember, that person that you're reaching out to is hearing you for the first time. So, man, guys, really think about that. Fear feeds on time. So the only way to eliminate fear out of what we do is to actually go in and eliminate the time. Rely on everything that you've trained and done, rely on your skill set, and be confident in what you're doing so you can move forward and create success for yourself. So hopefully this helps this week and get you guys kicked off. Hope everything else is good. I appreciate everybody's feedback, and have a great week.